is an awakening for me that it is really important to check in with one another. So I want you to be honest and feel free to let me know how you are doing in the comments below. I will share with you how I am doing. Today is actually a pretty good day. I had a great breakfast and I'm going to go see my parents and do an early vegetarian Thanksgiving. I am not myself a vegetarian, but my parents are, so that's gonna be a lot of fun and I'm excited. But yeah, I want to know how you are doing, so let me know, okay? Okay, so today we're going to be going through some of my favorite books and do a little page turning, perhaps a little bit of reading, and I will tell you why they're my favorite books. Some of my favorite types of books, I really like fantasy and realistic fiction. I guess science fiction kind of falls under fantasy, but I don't have any favorites that are in science fiction at the moment. However, if there are some science fiction books that you really enjoy and would like to recommend, please let me know. And that goes for all genres. If in general you have something you think I would enjoy, then feel free to let me know, okay? Okay, so they're behind me, so I'm just gonna be grabbing them. Let's get our first one, okay? So, if you couldn't already see from the books behind me, I really like the Harry R.R.Y. Potter P.O.T.T.E.R. series, and this one is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. The cover is this lovely green with Dumbledore and Harry looking into. I think this is near the end of the book, so I'm not going to say what it is, but if you know, you know. And this is 6 in J.K. Rowling's 7-book volume. I will be honest, J.K. Rowling is not my favorite person. However, I like the series, so nothing to do about that. I will also say that I really enjoy the Percy Jackson series. However, I do not have any of those books, so I cannot share them, but if I did, I would be happy to. Let's read the back, shall we? The war against Voldemort is not going well. Even Muggle governments are noticing. Ron scans the obituary pages of the Daily Prophet, looking for familiar names. Dumbledore is absent from Hogwarts for long stretches of time, and the Order of the Phoenix has already suffered losses. And yet, as in all wars, life goes on. The Weasley twins expand their business. 6-year students learn to operate, and lose a few eyebrows in the process. Teenagers flirt and fight and fall in love. Classes are never straightforward, ever. Though Harry receives some extraordinary help from the mysterious Half-Blood Prince. takes center stage in the multi-layered sixth installment of the story of Harry Potter. Here at Hogwarts, Harry will search for the full and complex story of the boy who became Lord Voldemort, and thereby find what may be his only vulnerability. The New York Times #1 bestseller, the 2005 Quill Book of the Year, and a New York Times notable book. So, I grew up reading the Harry Potter series, and yeah, it just kind of gave me personally a little escape. I would say that I read them during the ages of 4th and 5th grade. I live in the United States, so that might be different if you live in, say, the UK, but I think that's around ages 9 and 10, if I'm not mistaken. So the person next to me in the apartment next to me, they're very nice guys, but one of them practices his guitar, and he's doing so right now. But maybe it will make nice background ambiance. I have to say, it does sound very pretty, so hopefully you don't mind. This is my second book. It's called An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, a novel by Hank Green. So I read this one about a year ago, maybe 2, and it was absolutely a page turner. It's excellent. Hank Green, if you do not know, is the brother of John Green, and if you don't know who that is, he wrote many YA books that were very popular during the 2015, like mid-2010 era, and they were mostly like YA novels, also dealing with like growing up, coming of age. That's what I'm looking for. They were coming of age novels. So Hank is his brother, and I think this is his first book, and it is in more the science fiction realm. However, it has lots of realistic problems in it, which you might hear about in the summary I read, but I wonder if those came from or were inspired by John, because, yeah, I don't know, but I do have to say I prefer Hank's writing style to John's. Not that's a competition, I just like this book better than the John Green books I read. So, let me just read you a little summary. The Carls just appeared, roaming through New York City at 3 a.m. 23-year-old April May stumbles across a giant sculpture, delighted by its appearance and craftsmanship, like a 10-foot tall transformer wearing a suit of samurai armor. April and their best friend Andy make a video with it, which Andy uploads to our safety and our own identity. And all eyes are on April to figure out not just what the Carls are, but what they want from us. So, this book, I think more so than that summary lets on, is actually a science fiction book. Kind of fantasy though, and that's a very large part of the book. However, yes, there are lots of personal aspects to it, and that is an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green. Okay, next one. So, this is Educated, a memoir, and it's by Tara West. Over. Yeah, I was going to get educated. I think the cover is very beautiful. It is a pencil with the main character, Tara, standing on top of a mountain and lots of birdies fluttering away. So this was a very popular book very recently, I believe. And it was recommended by a lot of people. I got it for Christmas last year, and I read it probably in April or March. It's very, very good. It's about, I don't know if I'll read the summary on this one, but it's about a girl who grew up in a very religious household and away from society, like so much so that I don't think she even knows her date of birth, nor has a birth certificate. She has no official documents, essentially, and she has no form of education. They are homeschooled, but they don't even learn anything. She's expected to do a lot of manual labor, and the book has a lot to do with trauma. Tara is very abused, especially by her older brother, and I did not experience anything near to what this book talked about, but a lot of the takeaways by the end felt or hit very close to home. I also grew up in a very religious family, and there's nothing wrong with religion, but there is something wrong with judging others incessantly, and that's even in most religions that I know of, and it can be harmful. And when I say it's in most religions, it is against most religions to judge others. That's, at least for Christianity, one of the biggest things. So, it does kind of touch on that. And besides that, I also have experienced trauma, so it was honestly a very relatable book in some ways, and it was very eye-opening sad yet by the end hopeful book. I really enjoyed it, and I think out of all of these books today, if you take one recommendation, read this one. It is so good. I loved it, and I think most people would love it and find it fascinating because it's also a true story. So our next book is called This Human. How to be the person designing for other people. So this book is about design, but it is perfect for everyone because it does not detail design methods. Instead, it details how to be the person designing for another person. And in design, we have a theory that everyone, no matter where you work, is a designer. This book is about getting in touch with yourself and how we can all just be better to each other, essentially. How we can design better and find the purpose in our day-to-day lives. I've actually done some exercises in it for this channel specifically, and it's been really nice. I really love it. I read it before all the way through, but now I'm rereading it now that I'm a little older and have a different lens to view it under. Yeah, so let me read you the description of it while I do some tapping. It says, there are many great books about the design process, tools, and methods. One missing aspect, almost in an ironic twist, is what it takes to be the person who is actually doing the designing. This human is about that person. This book helps you learn more about yourself. You will learn how to build self-awareness of your worldview and the effect this has on the impact of your work. Communicate effectively with clear intention about content that is often hard to access, difficult to grasp, and just not that tangible. Access your creativity to guide your ideas for solutions and insights. Work more deliberately with your gut instincts. Understand there is much more to human experiences than positive motivations. And much, much more. This book is for this human, the one holding the book. It's really excellent, and it's written by a woman named Melissa Nova, and she has a PhD, and her undergraduate, I think, is in neuropsychology.